Back on the line, huh?
Okay, are we ready for the next scenario?
We are.
Okay.
Let's do it.
It's really strange
you?
listening to my
Are
voice
you?
at the same time while speaking. Confuses my brain. Here we go. Calling someone a slut, in bounds or out of bounds in high school for you?
Okay, so this is hard because it was out of bounds, obviously, in high school. Like, whoa, that's an insult.
Yeah.
Was it said? For sure.
100%.
100%.
If I'm being really honest, despite the fact that I said, like, I kind of raised this in the last discussion point of just saying it just is so demonstrative and like horrible.
Yeah.
Did I ever say it? Yeah. I reckon I probably did.
And that's crazy because
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
speaking from a woman's perspective of it's either seen as that you're a frigid or you're somebody that isn't experienced and that's looked down upon, you're a virgin. She doesn't know. But if you do get some experience, then you are called a slut and a
promiscuous.
whole host of other words that aren't respective
Yeah.
of somebody in their experience of exploring themselves. And then also getting caught up in it, you've used it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's on the similar spectrum, like you just said, of like frigid or slut. They have a similar impact when you're trying to like pigeonhole someone in as something and they can't be anything else like out of that.
Well, it's just judging people, isn't it?
Yep.
It is judging.
That's what it is. And so I don't know, I'd like to think, but I mean, I was judgmental in high school. Like, I can't say that I wasn't. Like, I absolutely was. And I still have my moments now, you know, we all do. And it's kind of because we're curious and we also like want to try and understand things. But yeah, I think like, had I had a bit more awareness around that, I don't know whether I would have done it. Especially seeing the impact on my friend.
And speaking about awareness also is going for an MVP performance here, saying that I was a jerk in high school.
Yeah.
So high school me would say no, but now as an adult, that is way out of bounds.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming
in
that
high school
in
it
high
was
school
a-
you would have said that you would have done it, so you would have gone and said it, but now that you've grown up and gotten that awareness as well. And it's just coming back to what's the impact when we say certain things like that. But as a guy,
Yeah.
it's either, the spectrums are different, yeah?
Yeah,
It's
okay.
either you're a frigid, you're inexperienced,
Yeah.
you're not a man, you're not a man,
Yeah.
or you're a player. Oh, you've got that gusto
drives me nuts.
in and around you,
Yeah.
you
Which
know?
is actually what someone
Yeah.
is. What about calling someone a player? Is that in bounds or out of bounds there? And also
Yeah,
acknowledging
nice.
a bunch of first-time chatters coming in and joining us past the scar. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of
Our stream.
Our stream.
Our stream. And again, as people are coming in, we are here for Is This Okay? A stream where we speak about relationships, we speak about intimate ones, we speak about boundaries, we speak about consent, and of course we speak about sex and how you can practice being in relationship or being a good friend in a really respectful way that respects you and the other. And the way that this whole thing works is we're here to have real conversations. Now, as much as we're sharing stories here on the stream, we really encourage you not to share stories on the chat because we can't give you the support that you deserve. So what we're looking for is your viewpoints, like a lot of other people have been putting in here. Finn also have been saying what they think about the subjects that we're talking about. Currently in and out of bounds are speaking about slut, is it okay or isn't it okay? And so we really encourage those, thoughts and feelings towards it. Now, when you do get involved, when you do put your thoughts and feelings in the chat, you earn yourself a raffle ticket for the epic giveaway of $500 that we're giving away on our last stream, which means we're rewarding you for this learning experience purely by sharing what you think about something, but also what you're learning about something as we go through it.
Hell yeah. And if you put exclamation mark giveaway in the chat, you'll be able to find the link to sign up and join and be a part of that whole giveaway.
Yeah,
Super awesome.
for sure.
Are you ready for your next scenario?
Very ready.
Very ready.
We are.
Yeah.
I just want to grab as well that when you said what about player, what we're really writing on here is the nuance, because I've been called a player where I didn't feel like it represented me, or a something boy, not to say it in the way it is, and that's felt like a put down as well. That's felt like I was seen as something that I wasn't, and so again, it's like, how is it landing on the person? Does it not feel good? And do I have the courage to say, hey man, when you say that, this is how it makes me feel?
Yeah, totally. Agreed.
Huge.
Let's have it, Cal.
1,000,000%.
Okay, are you ready?
No.
Scenario 6.
Jeez.
Let's go. Let's.
Slapping someone's butt
In high school.
in high school.
Slapping someone's butt.
It was actually quite a silly little thing that we used to do at high school.
Wow. Tell me about it.
Oh, like, honestly, it is as, like, innocent and non-event as it
Yeah.
is. Because I keep on going on about it, all girls high school, la la la. Is that, you know how, like, footy players always give each other, like,
True.
a pat on the bum just to be like, good on you, mate. We kind of just did it ironically.
Yeah.
And we were a bit like, oh, good on ya, like, kind of
Yeah,
thing. So
fantastic.
it was like a silly little playful thing.
Yeah.
But, like, obviously, if it was outside of that context, I would find it bizarre and very not okay.
So Finn coming in saying nope, unless it's your friend.
Yeah.
Andrew taps on the bum.
I feel like, you saying that, I feel like I have memories of like a game during lunchtime where we used to all chase each other and slap each other on the ass.
Right.
And that was like a mixed gender school. So I'm just like trying to think back to that. How did I feel in that? And what are my
Yeah.
memories? Because I think in high school, it's like a harmless game. It feels like a harmless game in those moments, right? But I think definitely saw it in high school, but I never like just like walk by someone and just slap them on the butt. You know, it was always like a group game that we all agreed to
Yeah.
and like played.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely out of bounds for me. Like, no doubt. I've got cousins, like they're the reverse. So I'm part of 4 boys and a sister, and they're 3 girls and a boy. And I remember when I was younger, they used to come back from like going clubbing and stuff, and they were just speaking about it like it was normal. I used to
Yeah.
get really upset.
Yeah.
And one day my brother was actually there, and some guy like went in like groped my cousin, and they got into this altercation. And she was like, "Oh, it's normal. It just happens. Don't worry about it."
Yeah. Yeah. But, and like, so to speak to that,
Yeah.
it was only when I was probably 23 or 24, which was a while ago now, that I had probably the first conversation with somebody that said, you know, someone touching you when you're out is like not okay. And genuinely,
Yeah.
of this thing of like, oh, and I just had really fallen into, I specifically remember one night going to a nightclub, whatever, and I was coming out of the bathroom. So male and female bathrooms were kind of on one corridor. And I was walking out and I was trying to get back to the dance floor, and a gentleman had like come out of the male bathroom. And I was trying to get past, and he actually like just was blocking my way. Now, at the time, I was just like, oh, he's being a loser, like, get out of my way. Now I reflect and just go, that actually was not okay in any way, shape or form, blocking my ability to be able to just move. But then as I was walking past, he turned and he like slapped me on the ass and said, you know, have a good night, sweetheart, or something like that. And I walked back to my friends and said, you know, oh, girl, this guy just did it. He's like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, he did it to me too. So there was about 4 of us that had done it. So left it, dropped it, went on with the rest of our night. And we were dancing, partying, we were doing all those kind of things. And it was only the next night that I had dinner with my parents, because I was going home every Sunday night. It was like a really nice tradition that we've got, blah, blah, blah. And I was saying it at the dinner table, and I distinctly remember like the horror, like the look on my mum and my dad's face, just being like, you recognize that is entirely not okay. And it sounds so obvious now, and I'm so like taken aback by you guys on stream and like putting the chat in and stuff, just being like, obviously not. But it's like, it never crossed my mind that was something that I was allowed to say like, that isn't okay. And that it was just accepted practice. And it changed my whole perception of it. And it made me then retrospectively think like, okay, when have other times of my boundaries been? Like I wasn't aware that I was allowed to have boundaries. And that I could then actually communicate them.
Right.
It's wild how much has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, big thing to share, and also coming and saying, nah, that's just wrong. I
Yeah.
would love to hear anyone in the chat, like, what's it like hearing Lucy share that story from a female perspective? And I know enough women in my life that they probably have the exact same story
Yeah.
in such a way that it was just normal for them. And yeah, it's really upsetting that that's the impact that it can have, that you don't even know what is and isn't okay because you're just so used to the boundary being crossed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre one.
Yep. Shroud Finder coming in, out of bounds because it's wrong and it's a disgrace and inhumane to do. Yep.
It's just like treating people like an object, right? It's such a it's
Yeah,
such a
it's
wild
just
thing.
it's almost like that. There's what I've kind of recently been like understanding is that like there's just sometimes this mindset that like it's what is owed, or like that's behavior that's been around for so long, like we can't challenge it. And
Yeah.
it's like, actually, I think we can kind of just point a light on it and just be like, do you know what? Actually, like, I can exist just as much as you can.
For sure. And I just want to catch this as well. Like, as much as you're sharing, this goes both ways as well. Like, any sort of physical contact that doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, as a man, I've had women make physical contact on me, and because I think I'm a man, it should be okay as well. I should want this sort of physical contact. So if you listen to this and you're thinking, okay, it's binary, it's just men and female towards female in this scenario, like that is obviously, sadly, the constant, something that we need to like put out of bounds here, and also out there as friends. Like when our friends are doing that, this is our chance to say that's not okay and be an ally in that moment. But then also to check ourselves, like when are our boundaries being crossed in a similar sort of way, whether it's from a girl, guy, or whichever it may be, because consent starts with us.
Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Scenario time.
Ready.
Sharing nudes of someone else. In high
And
school.
say that again, Callum, sorry.
Sharing someone's nudes with other people without their
Right,
permission.
so I've received a nude of someone and then I've shown that to someone else.
Correct.
In high school.
In high school, sharing someone's nudes without their permission.
Oh, mate, okay.
We're getting a lot of no's in the chat.
Yeah. Pastor also saying it's horrifying hearing what my wife has been through with all the men throughout her life. As a guy who grew up ignorant to naive to what women have to go through every day, never too late for us to learn. From just what you were sharing.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
I mean, and like, chat, it's like, this isn't, everybody doesn't do this. It's just that it's something that some people experience. And so it's really nice just to be able to have the space to be able to talk about it and like
sure.
recognize that it need not be how we kind of move forward.
Yeah. And then with nudes, is sharing nudes, is that inbounds there?
Okay, I, Lucy, in modern day, right now, I'm like horrified and absolutely no, not okay. Something that I was so unaware of in my behavior though was, again, less so in high school because nudes weren't really sent around because we were only starting to get social media and phones and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think I said this to you guys, is that when I was dating in my early 20s and have been sent nudes, especially like photos of people's body parts and things like that, did not even cross my mind to like show my girlfriends. Be like, oh look, I got shown this last night. I got sent this last night. And that is how casual it would be. And now, like, I say that because I obviously have changed my, well, not obviously, I have changed my behavior. It's not something that I wish to ever do again, but I was not aware really of what I was doing. It was a novel thing that was happening. I started getting nudes sent to me that seemed new and fun and whatever, and my friends were doing it, and so we would just be like, oh hey, like look at this, and like that was the end of it. It was never forwarded or anything like that, but I was so absent-minded about it. I wasn't intentional.
And so what's changed? What now makes you understand that it's wrong? Like what's the impact of you doing that potentially on that individual, whichever the circumstance, but now like new Lucy, as you said, who has grown from that and realised that it's wrong, like, tell me about that.
The intention behind that person sending me the picture wasn't to be shown to other people. It was meant for me.
Yeah.
It was meant for me and our intimacy or whatever. Even those that got sent to me without me asking for them. Like sometimes I'd get sent them to me, and so I think that sometimes would then have me then share it to other people, being like, Jesus, like look what got sent to me last night, kind of thing.
Right.
So I think all in all, I don't ever wish for that to happen to me. If I were to ever send an image to any of my intimate partners or my current partner, I would hate for that to be something that they then do. So therefore, why am I doing it?
For sure.
Like, I don't wish to humiliate people. I don't wish to expose people in that way. But it was, as I said, it was just completely not within my, like, I just didn't think about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for your honesty as well. I know it takes a little bit of courage to like share those moments.
I can feel
but
myself
think-
getting a bit
I know,
hot.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my gosh, I need to take my jumper off.
But I think the key there
just
is like the learning of afterwards, because I think like when I was younger, I made mistakes too.
100%. And like, I think we need to, like, I'm not excusing it. And I think that's really important to note. I guess I want to share that it's just like, share the experience of, oh my God, I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
And for some people in the chat and for some people that we're talking with at the moment in our programs, because we go and do workshops in schools with teenage boys around emotional literacy and also relationships and consent and how we can treat one another. More often than not, a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, I've never thought about it that way, you know? So having the self-compassion to be like, oh God, like, okay, I need to rethink this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Huge.
Absolutely. Big one.
Are you ready for the last scenario?
We absolutely
I am,
are.
because I'm on the line.
Okay. In or out of bounds to superimpose a person's face onto a photo of a naked person's body. So a random person. In or out of bounds for you.
Like to edit a photo of like someone's face onto a naked body.
Yeah,
is that,
so AI, Photoshop, that's what, yeah.
But at high school.
Supercompose in high school.
In high school?
And then I'd also love to hear your opinions now.
Yeah, nah.
I'm gonna say definitely out of bounds. Like I think like the thing that I'm pointing out there is like putting a photo of someone's face on a naked like picture and sharing that. Like look, when I was in high school, I definitely like MS Paint. Like trim someone's like face and put it on like a random like cartoon or image or something like that, or like a magazine photo or something. But
Yeah.
it was never of like, which it was like evidently not them, you know. And a joke at the time there, but like the idea of like your face with AI the way it is these days, like being transitioned into like a naked photo that looks real and sometimes maybe not tell the difference. Definitely, clearly out of bounds for me.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt in that. And I think it comes back to what we were saying before, of what we were just talking about. It's like, oh man, like that could really hurt someone. And it could have a lasting impact on them. And as much as it's a quick and maybe funny thing, or maybe it's, you know, even if it's paint, but you know, we get today and AI, deep fakes and whatever it may be, like you're circulating a photo that again could impact someone, that's showing them in a certain way that isn't representative of them, but is representative of them in a very intimate scenario.
Yeah.
And so,
I wonder if there's room for this. Is the sense like I can understand why people would be curious about that.
yep.
You know, I can understand why it would be, oh, like we've got this new technology, I've got the capacity to do this, and it's about actually catching that thought and being like, I might be curious, but actually, like, not only is it out of bounds,
Yep.
but it's actually now illegal.
100%.
Yeah.
It is illegal, and that's part of the new legislation that's been passed, which is important to note, because if you're willy-nilly just thinking it's a joke, like sometimes this can happen within excitement. We go, oh, let's make this stupid image and share it of such and such. You're doing an illegal activity, and that isn't just
Against the law.
It is against the law, just like sharing, and I want to catch it, just like sharing nudes of somebody else
Yeah.
is also against the law. Like these things that are done in fun or without thought, you know, they could end you up in trouble.
Yeah.
And not just that, those laws aren't there just to get people in trouble, they're there to protect people as well.
Yeah.
So
For
if you're
sure.
watching this and you've had a nude shared about you, or someone's made an AI image, or that ever happens in the future, that's what these laws are for. And there's actually a website that we're going to put in the chat just now that you can go to report it. Yeah, it's really important that now that we have the information, the knowledge, and the laws to protect us, we use them to our advantage and protect ourselves for sure. Be aware of the hurt we can do to others. But then also, if we hear it happening to someone that we really care about, this is how we can support them, because they might be in such an emotional thing. Somebody shared a nude photo of me, or somebody like made an AI image on a naked body. You can be there for them as a friend and go, well, check out this website. And then you can go through the process of, you know, teaching that person a really harsh lesson, but also supporting your friend who's in a, you know, a state of immense vulnerability.
Yeah. Huge, yeah. So if you put !eSafety into the chat, it'll pop up with a link where you can get information about what type of things you can report, what type of support you can get. Like in those moments as well, it's a really incredible resource to use. If you ever just like, even just to like know that it exists, is like great to have.
100%. And it's great seeing in the chat, Osho coming in saying it's way out of bounds. Everyone's jumping in and they're really understanding the, you know, the reality of this sort of conversation.
Yeah.
And when it comes to talking about nudes and talking about these really intimate sort of things, it's really valuable to see our chat here say that it's out of bounds and really be on side. And I should say, like, saying the right thing, but because you are ahead of the curve, like, this is a chance to be a leader. If your mates don't know this, parrot this information back. Let them know that that little photo they're sharing is not just wrong, but also illegal.
Yeah. Huge.
Ooh, thanks for playing in or out of bounds.
Great.
Thanks for having us.
I think-
Jara's the GOAT, in or out of bounds.
I have to say, Lucy's still best on ground.
What do you mean?
I have to say.
All right.
Hey, you love me.
I don't know how this point system's being decided, but
Oh, I think I hear a doorbell.
What? Doorbell?
Okay.
Who is it?
Okay.
Who is it? Okay.
oh yep.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Oh yep. Very good. Very good.
that was. Oh gosh. I'm gonna just. So sorry about that.
Oh gosh.
Fell straight into your lap.
Oh yep. Okay.
Thank you. The Man Cave. Who are we again? Just for those people who have just tuned in.
Yes, we are the Man Cave _Oz here on Twitch. We are part of a organisation that supports young men all throughout Victoria and Australia to better their mental health and improve the quality of their relationships. And on our Twitch stream, we're currently doing season 2 of Is This Okay? A series where we talk about relationships, boundaries, and all things about sex and consent, as you may have heard already in the conversations that we've been having. So
Yep.
welcome if you're joining, welcome if you're checking it out.
And we're going to be doing this for the next 4 weeks,
Yes, every Wednesday.
which is epic. Absolutely
Huge.
epic. And if you want to get involved and have the chance to win some epic cash money, put !mark giveaway. You get to fill out a survey. And then by just like involving yourself in the chat, which so many people already have, Osho, Finn, Taika,
Yep.
and the rest, you're putting yourself into the draw to win that epic giveaway. And so, you're just getting to learn by sharing your thoughts, beliefs, and giving us your view on what we're talking about. And when you do engage, please understand that we're not encouraging you to share stories. We can't give you the support that you deserve in these sort of scenarios. And so at any point, because we're going to be having real conversations that you might not have had before, if this brings up some emotion for you or, makes you feel uncomfortable, please take a breath, get away from the screen. If you need to check in with someone, please speak to a guardian at home. And if you don't have that sort of support, we're putting the support lines now on the screen for you to reach out to so you get the support that you deserve. Awesome.
So I think we're up to one of my favourite things that we get to do in workshops, but we also get to do here, which is anonymous questions.
Oh yes, that's right.
I thought you were going to say eat popcorn. That's the thing that you
No,
love.
I mean,
doing.
it's typically what I do at this time in the office when I
This is
come
true.
by. It's like,
not normal.
it's what's happening.
So tell us about anonymous questions. How does it work?
So anonymous questions, when we're in our workshops, but also here on chat, is we ask those participants in our workshops to just like write down any question that you are curious about. And it can be across any topic. And we're gonna give a chance to like answer it and just have an opportunity just to chat about it. And these could be questions that perhaps you don't feel necessarily comfortable asking your friends, or perhaps you don't feel as though you've got people around that you want to like be known to be asking the question. So it's just a chance for us to have a chat.
Have a chat
about the
them.
real things.
For sure. And chat, as you saw, there's a little link there in there as well. So if you've got your own questions that are there, chuck them in.
Yeah.
We'll try to answer them in this stream, or at least on one of the streams throughout the whole entire series. So let them put them in there and tune in to get those answers.
So I think these have been submitted by some of the boys when we've been doing our workshops. So should we have a look and see what we've got?
Yes, we
Yes.
should. We
Okay,
should.
I've looked at a few of them, but I shouldn't.
No,
do that.
you just
know,
do one at
Lucy,
a
it's
time.
like-
Okay.
Pappy the goat.
Okay, this one I think is something that we've just covered, but you guys tell me what you think. Someone spread a nude photo of me. What should I do?
I think we covered it there. I think, like we said, it's out of bounds, at least for us, and it's also out of bounds for the law. It's something that's recently changed in the last 12 months, is that it's actually against the law and a criminal offence, which means potential jail time if these sort of things get shared. So if something like that does happen, like we've got that link, eSafety, you can go to that website and that'll guide you in the best direction to find out what to report, where to report it to, and how to support your friends and actually get them the support that they need in those scenarios as well. And so I think that's what we spoke to.
Osho, go all John Wick on them.
Yeah,
I would maybe provide one more other suggestion is that as humiliating or as tough as it might feel, because you've obviously sent a nude photo to someone and you may not want an adult in your life to know that you've done that, I would so recommend thinking about it doesn't have to be your parent, it can just be any adult that feels trusted, you feel trusted, trusting of, because they have made a mistake too in their past at some stage. And I remember this one piece of advice that my mum gave to me once, which was, I can do more the sooner you tell me. And it just resonates with all kind of challenges that we might find ourselves into. We're not all privileged enough to have parents that are around and have that kind of support. But if there's any trusted adult, absolutely go and tell them. So then you've got someone else helping you. Yeah, you don't have to do it by yourself is what I'm trying to say. Feel okay with that one?
Next question.
All right. Okay. I'm scared of asking people out. How can I get more confident?
So what you want to do is you want to look in the mirror and you want to practice saying, can we get the zoom? Zoom in. How you doing? Now, okay, let me just try that again. So what they taught me in acting was you look down, this is the superhero move.
Oh my God.
You say this, you go, how you doing? We're on camera, sorry, one more time. How you doing? That's how you do it.
Okay, so firstly, don't do that.
Okay, Joey.
How you doing?
Oh, it's such a hard one because it is so
Relevant.
That's
it's
Joey
so
from Friends,
relevant,
everyone knows.
But also, it's an emotional risk.
Yeah.
Asking someone out. It feels risky, it's edgy.
There's no right way to do it.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, honesty is always the best thing.
I think so.
My best line that I've ever used is, hey, I really like you. Hey, I actually think you're really cool. I always flip it and go, if somebody said that to me, how would that feel?
Yeah.
If somebody, a friend of mine or somebody that I'm hanging out with says to me, hey, I think I really like you, that's gonna feel nice. Either way, if I don't like them, then I can go, oh, well, thanks for saying that. Sorry, but I don't feel the same, which is hard to say and hard to hear, but it doesn't hurt me when that's said to me. I actually feel like I've got clarity, and I've had people say that to me before and I haven't felt the right way, but I've also been in scenarios where somebody said that and I'm like, okay, well, thank you for saying that too, because I've felt that as well. Simply saying how you feel in a very honest way is the best way for you to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say when it comes to asking someone out. I've tried to be super smooth before, and I've absolutely, as you've just seen, not learned from that in any sort of way. Even when I asked my current partner out, it was one of the most awkward things afterwards because I felt super embarrassed and whatnot because I had feelings. I was vulnerable.
Yeah.
But she was so over the moon because I said what I felt.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing that you can do in those scenarios.
Do you guys remember when I asked the barista out next door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I left him a note. I went over, we were chatting, and I wrote a note just saying, really enjoyed our chats. Wondering if you want to go for a drink sometime. I'm still gonna come and get coffee from here if it's a yes or a no. And I came back and my whole body was just like, eh! But the other feeling that I had was shot my shot. And actually he ended up messaging me back saying, not interested in dating at the moment, da 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 da. And the feeling that I had wasn't oh my God. It was actually I kind of felt like badass. It felt great.
Yeah.
So,
Being honest, being open, and taking your shot.
totally. And there's really just no right way,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
If you actually fully like someone, you want to ask them out,
Just do it.
Just do it.
Shoot your shot.
But I think it's an important thing because we're here talking about consent. And if you want to zoom right back to that Spanish guy, some people were like, oh, he shot his shot. He went for it. This is not the same thing. Like asking somebody is still practicing consent because you're in that mode of saying, hey, do you want to do this with me? Shooting a shot isn't going, cool. She's looking at me in the eyes. Her lip quivered like I heard on some forum.
The wind's blowing in the eastern direction.
And I'm going to kiss. Nah, that's not it. That's not it. You still got to look for the markers. And so, yeah, shooting your shot is still in a way that we are respecting the other person. And in this way, just like asking them what you're feeling about.
Yeah. And just like Finn's like, my current girlfriend is from asking them out over text.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And also, we love this from Lynn's. I really wish I was on the couch. Practice the feeling of rejection because it doesn't hurt as bad over time. And every now and then someone says yes. I gave someone my number recently on a napkin and he flat out said no. It hurt, but I'm proud of trying.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what I remember from high school is that the anxiousness of thinking about asking someone out is longer and more drawn out and
so
often
much worse.
more difficult than asking and getting a no. Because I feel like at least when I ask and I get a no, I now know where I stand with this person.
Yeah.
And I have a memory back in high school, after school, waiting for the bus. I'm gonna say this person's name, Cindy. Cindy was waiting there and I'm like, Cindy and I were friends and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ask. And it was like, said bye, walked to the shops and I was like, no. And I ran back and I'm like, hey Cindy, I just want to let you know I like you.
How about
And I
it?
think that's all I said. I think nothing about it. It's like, I like you. Do you? And I got a no, like at the time.
Yeah.
It hurt definitely in the moment of receiving the no, but then having that no allowed me to just be actually just like really good friends with Cindy for the rest of high school.
Yeah. I'm going to rinse this again, but it's not rejection, it's a redirection.
Yeah.
And you never know, like you could elevate your relationship with that person because now you're not worrying about whether they want to be your partner or you want to be theirs. You can actually just get back to being friends.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of linked to what we're talking about. It says, how can I tell someone I'm not interested without making them feel bad? And the bottom line is that you will make them feel a little bit bad.
Yeah, I think
Like
it's
that's
hard.
just the truth of it.
I want to hear Chat's thoughts as well. Like they're going off in here.
Yeah.
We got Finn saying true. Jared's the GOAT. Thanks, bro.
Oh my gosh.
In the world of Shia LaBeouf, just do it. I feel you, bro.
Nice.
Shroud saying lol. Tyker saying W. Jarrett, loving that as well. Sorry, I just wanted that little bit of fanfare. But it's important to get the curiosity from Chat. But it's like, what are you gonna do? And Osha coming in, you are gonna hurt their feelings either way. So just tell them, sorry, but no.
What's worse, like not telling someone and then
leading
them on for longer?
Yeah.
Like that is also
Because you're not being truthful.
I think to shout out Lindsay in this, Lindsay said practice getting rejected.
Yeah.
I also think there's a practice in saying no and rejecting others. You get better at it. It's an emotional conversation. And so maybe if it comes out as no initially, that's okay. Like you got to get better at it, but don't lie to them, lead them along, or lie to yourself and get into a situation that you wish you said no to.
I think another way of thinking about it as well, given that we've been talking about boundaries, is that by you not saying no to them, you're crossing your own boundary.
For sure.
Because it may not be something that you want.
Yes.
So it's actually putting somebody's needs above your own. And in certain scenarios, that's great. But in this one, it's about recognizing actually that's something that you don't wish for yourself. And you're okay. It's okay for you to say no.
For sure. And I also think about lowering the stakes. Like I've had a scenario that doesn't have to do with, it does have to do with rejection, but I was scared of having a conversation with someone. I sent them a message. Like I actually said, hey, I gave myself some space. Hey, I can't actually have that chat right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I need some time to think. Speak about that freeze. It's hard to do it all in the moment where someone's looking at you.
Definitely.
And saying like, hey, actually, I need a moment. Far out. That's actually what happened to me with Tammy. Like I asked her out and she said yes in the moment. She got some space. She sent me a message because she felt safe enough. So please know that like, hey, if you can't do it and you're so scared, just say, hey, give me a moment. I need some time to think. And send a message, write a letter, give yourself the space so you can feel safe enough to put your own boundary in place.
We've got Finn from the Bob here saying, I'm actually not scared of rejecting people because I never think I'm going to get asked out. But I also do worry about what I'd say if I did. I mean, thanks for your honesty, first and foremost. And like, Finn, I really, really relate to this because I have absolutely not been asked out by very many people. I've not very often been in a scenario where I've said no to someone. Like, I could probably count it on one hand. So I understand that feeling. And also, when it has come to that kind of scenario or whatever, it just was something that I didn't want. So I actually found myself saying no quite easily. But you know, it's going to be different for everybody.
For sure.
Yeah.
W comment, Tyker coming in with the scoreboard. Loving that.
Should we do another one?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you happy to keep picking?
Or should I pass it round?
You
Got it.
Okay. How do I know if someone really means no and not a yes? So, hang on. How do I know if someone really means no? And when it says and not a yes, I'm thinking like somebody has said yes, but actually what they mean is a no. But they said like, it's fine, but it's not fine.
For sure. Chat, you guys
Yeah.
you guys know the answer to this. I know you
Yeah.
do. So I don't want to act like you don't know this as we give our answers. Please put it in the chat. What are those things? I'm looking at you, Bob. I'm looking at you, MVPs.
Yeah, nice.
It always for me comes from the body. Always comes from the body. Yeah. If somebody's saying yes, but their shoulders are rolled, or they're covering up in a certain way, or their head is down, they're not looking you in the eye, it's closed body language, that's for me a no. If their tone goes up as well, yeah, body language is important, so huge. If their tone goes up, yeah, like just think of when somebody asks you to do something and you don't want to do it, but you say yes. Like that tone of like, yeah, I'll do it. Oh, do you want to do this? Yeah. Like,
Yeah, sure.
Going up is for me an instant indicator that somebody isn't sure of what they're saying.
Yeah. And I feel like tying into that, it's like if there's ever a moment where you feel like you're unsure, like when in doubt, just double check.
Yeah.
Like when in doubt, it's like, hey, I just like noticed, like, are you sure? Like, is this okay? Like,
Yeah.
Dude, say that, is this okay? And like to flip it, like when you do that, they might just be really scared. This might be the first time they've kissed someone or they've been in this sexual scenario.
Or ever been asked that question.
Yeah.
even,
100%.
as well.
100%.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe their body language is shy, it is closed, it is rolled. They're not maintaining eye contact. Well, that's when you get to be the best friend or partner in that moment and say, hey, are you all good? Is this okay? Because if it's okay if it's not, which I also think is a really nice thing to say as well. Like, we don't have to do whatever we're doing.
And I mean, I'm not sure if we've got time for another story. Do we have another time for a story, Cal? Or should I do another question?
3 questions.
We've got a
For
couple,
someone
maybe
like
3.
me,
If it's a good story.
are you going to answer this question? Because
What have we
Oso
got?
is just coming in.
But for someone like me, I have an impossible time of reading body language. So how do I know? Yeah, this is a tough one also. And I guess my story kind of relates to this because I obviously do this line of work and would say that I'm aware of it and I've learnt about it. And it was actually about a year ago, I had an experience with someone where I crossed their boundary completely unknowingly. It was about physical touch and physical closeness. And I distinctly said, is this okay? Like, I actually said, is this okay? And he said yes. And so I got myself closer. And then we were in like close physical contact for a while. And then all of a sudden everything changed and he kind of disappeared. And I was like, I don't know what's just happened. Like, I got a yes. And also, we're friends, so we have like an existing relationship, also one that had like high level of communication. So I was like, what is going on?
Right.
And I didn't notice any of the body language changing. And so like also to your point, like I actually do read body language really well and I just didn't pick up on it or anything like that. And I was left just feeling like, what has just gone on? And I've clearly really hurt someone. And the key bit for me is that when that person then came back around and explained, because at the time I didn't realize I'd crossed a boundary. It was actually after the fact he came over to my house and said, you know, I really would have hoped that you would have noticed that my body was saying no, despite me saying yes. And I felt really challenged in that moment because I was like, but all I needed to do was saying, you know, thanks for telling me and like lesson learned. And so all of this is so complicated.
It
It's
is.
so
Yeah.
challenging.
And when you say like left, like actually left where you were?
Left my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
And we kind of checked in, and he actually said like, I can't speak about it right now, and so I had to kind of hold my own response and just be like, what's kind of going on, and like just leave it and just trust that it will come back. But you know, now that experience for me has made me more in tune with the idea of like, I'm not gonna every single time be like, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Like every 3 minutes or whatever, but just it's made me more aware that like a yes can turn to a no.
Yeah.
And also like, what else can I like pick up in the scenario to like just make sure that things are okay? So
Yeah, for sure. Because
it's a real
consent's
challenge.
ongoing, right?
Yeah.
Like ongoing.
Yeah, and we've also got also saying, but for someone like me, I have an impossible time of
That's what
reading
we're just
body
answering.
language.
Yeah.
You speak to that one?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, again, I think you nailed it, Lucy. It's ongoing. You did the best in that scenario that you could. You asked the question. It's also showing that that person, similar to you in that other scenario of like, it was a yes, but you didn't know. Like he didn't know if it was a yes.
That delayed.
So he
feeling.
felt pressure, but he felt like it was the right thing that he wanted, and now he's in it, and now he's wanting to feel safe. And of course, his body language was giving off what it was giving off. His words weren't matching his body, and it just comes back into consent is constant, and sometimes it's not about the first mistake we make, it's about the second thing we do when we know we've made a mistake.
Yeah.
And if you find yourself in a scenario where you followed the right things, you asked the question, somebody's giving you feedback, mate, just be there for them. Go, cool, I'll do better next time.
Yeah.
And I know this sometimes can sound like a lot of things to be watching out for. And when we're in those scenarios where there's emotion, there's attraction, there's hormones pumping
all
through
of it.
you, it's so different. And it really is just always going, cool, what's the best thing I can do in this moment? Is their body open? Are they saying yes? Are they giving me a nod? Because consent could just be like, yeah, I'm into this.
Yeah.
Great. If at any point I feel a change, rather than just going, cool, but they said yes then, just check in. Is this all good? It can be still simple in the scenario by just checking in, are you all good? That's all you can do.
Huge.
For sure.
And we also got Linda in the chat sharing that since last season they've been using the term "is this okay" a lot more with the intimate connections, and found that it's actually helped a lot of the people they're with feel a lot more comfortable in the connections that they have, which is really amazing. Yeah.
Dude, is this okay sexy? It is.
I agree.
I still use it.
My
I use it
partner
all the
loves
time.
it. My
Yeah.
partner, like, is this good? She's like, yeah, it's great. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's.
I like the non-guessing games.
Yeah.
I can just be like, "Is this okay?" Fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't have to make an assumption or read body language or do the thing, and like, you know, maybe not every 3 minutes, but every, like, as things shift or change,
Yeah,
like, just double
totally.
check. Hey, just stop, make sure all good. Like,
Yeah.
is this okay? Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
agree.
I reckon we've got time for another question, Cal. Absolutely.
We have a couple of minutes left, but if you are all okay, is it okay if we do one more?
Let's do one more.
Let's do one more.
And then we'll announce best on ground and the winner for this episode.
Wow.
Fantastic.
And we're
Okay.
giving away $50 voucher. Let's not
Yeah,
do
we're
that.
spinning a
We're
wheel
giving
at the
away-
end of the stream here, and
we're giving
until
away-
someone's getting
That's what's
something.
happening.
Hey, chat,
voucher.
I don't care if mum has dinner ready. Know that if you stay in the chat right
Or any
now,
parent.
any parent
Yeah.
has dinner ready. If you stay in the chat, we're about to give away a $50 voucher for you just participating here and now. But
Yeah.
until then, we have one more question that we want you to answer as well to put yourself again in the running for that epic $500 prize that we're giving away in 4 weeks from now.
We could answer this question, or we could answer one that's just been put in the chat from also. Can I just ask, why do people say partner instead of girlfriend or boyfriend?
I'm 32. That's my answer. That is literally my answer. When I was
Yeah.
younger,
Yeah.
I'd say boyfriend, girlfriend. When I was older, it's like, this is my partner. We're doing life together. It just feels more mature.
Yeah, I think I switch it from boyfriend and girlfriend because it's partner. They are my partner in crime, or like the person
Teammate.
my teammate that I do things with, and there's something about it that makes it feel like we're in it together with the word partner.
Yeah, I think like for both of those reasons, and also it just feels like I feel really kind of school girl when
'Cause
I
like,
say boyfriend.
Like, if I were to call my partner Bronna my girlfriend, she's a woman, man. She is a
Yeah.
powerful woman, and so girlfriend I feel like also doesn't like represent who I feel like I'm with. And so my
Absolutely.
partner is the one who's traveling through life with me.
For sure.
But like, you do what's right for you. Like, there's no right or wrong.
I also think that partner isn't so binary.
Yeah, agreed.
It
Oh,
isn't
100%.
So, isn't hetero? It's like someone's my partner. It's like, are they a girl? Are they a boy? Are they
Are they
in
any
the middle?
gender?
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, quickly. I feel so much pressure to kiss someone because everyone in my group has, and I haven't. What is the average age to hook up? I don't want to be the last.
Kiss someone.
Preach, 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 preach.
All right, on the count of three, everyone say the age they had their first kiss.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
18.
15?
Are you sure about this?
I'm trying to remember what year I was in. I think I was in year 8 and they were in year 9. What's
Okay.
the...
So what do you say, 13?
13.
What's year
Well,
eight?
no, 12. Sorry, 12. My birthday is December 31st, but I was year 7. It was Perry, and we crashed teeth. It
I was 18.
I was like, 18?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, you also went to all...
I did go to an all-girls school.
Right,
yes.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, I so get this. It was like the greatest fear that I had at high school.
Crazy.
Like, I get it.
So what would you say? Somebody that, that you would be called a late bloomer in that respect, being 18. It would be considered
Or
that...
frigid, but
or
anyway.
frigid, all of these things.
Yeah, yeah.
But speaking from your perspective now, like, what do you think's the right
God, I
age?
feel so nervous having just said that.
Yeah, what
Oh my gosh,
tell us
that's
about
so-
that.
I mean, I'm fine, but like it's just a funny feeling. I just really relate to this because there are certain things that you're meant to like tick off in life.
Yeah.
And actually now, like in my early 30s, it's around like getting married and having babies and buying houses and stuff. And when you were a teenager, it was sexual experiences or intimate
Absolutely.
experiences. And so I think there was a part of me that felt as though I was failing in some way.
Right.
It then started to like feed into my views of my attractiveness and whether I'd be desirable and all of those kind of things. And also then there was just a part of me of like, how the hell do I do it? Like, and who's gonna, and what if and then like 18 and I'm then making out with someone and they've made out with all these other people, like I'm gonna be, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I just like and then it happened and I was just like, oh, like this is great. But also like, I'm just trying to figure out how to do it like too. And so, in terms of that fear of like not wanting to be the last, like I really, really, really get that. Like it's a really funny feeling.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for sharing that, because I think it's a really great moment of role modeling that even now it's a vulnerable thing to share.
Yeah.
Even now it brings up nerves from that past version of you, of like people judging you from when you're ready to do something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as cliche as it sounds, it is honestly whenever you're ready and with someone that is ready to kiss you.
Yeah.
That is just it. And we've got so many different ages in the chat. We've got
Yeah.
11 all the way up to 24.
Yeah.
It's just so important that you know that. And
Yeah, I
again,
agree.
if you like are feeling it with someone, if you're in a moment, like practice the thing. Like, hey, is it okay if I kiss you? It's a line that I've used plenty of times, and it makes me feel safe that I'm still taking my shot, but I'm not so nervous that I have to kiss somebody because everyone else has kissed somebody and I don't want to be the last.
Yeah.
And then I cross someone's boundary.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's whenever you're ready and whenever somebody's ready to kiss you.
Yeah.
And that's for every sexual experience.
Huge. Good last question.
Great last
Is that consciousness?
Hello,
Are you there?
I am here. Chat, are you ready?
Andrew, wake up, wake up, wake up.
It's a dream.
So first of all, best on ground for you three,
Okay.
and we'll be going away with a prize.
Okay.
Are you
A
gonna
prize.
do a poll for that?
No, this is
Yes,
cow
chat.
cam.
No,
This is
no, chat. Who do you think is best on ground?
who's like the champion?
Before we give away the $50 voucher,
All right, you just got to pop that in the chat.
who's best on ground?
Who is best on ground for you out of us three? Even though we're a team, there's always an MVP to
Okay.
take it away. I just want to say, like, hey, it was great being here. I really appreciate all of you. Just take us back to the moment where, we spoke about goatship. We spoke about, sharing our experiences. And, I feel like I played, a good role. I don't
You
think I
did
was
great,
the
babe.
best. I don't think I was the
You did
best.
great.
We've now got a poll.
All
Best
right.
on ground.
All right.
Here we go.
Best
Tell
on
you what,
ground?
though,
You mean
it's
like who was
coming
the
in for
who
Jared and
answered the
Andrew.
best?
Who answered the best? Just best on ground. Just overall good stories, good answers.
Yeah.
While they're putting that in there, I just want to
So
catch
far-
some things that people said about what we were speaking about. And also, it's been great to have you in the chat. I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever had a chance to really speak to you, but you speaking from your experience as a teen and now a young adult, and saying that, you used to judge people for crap like that and how stupid that was, like how freaking cool that you've gone through that experience. And if anyone's younger and you haven't kissed someone, that's what this conversation is for. It doesn't matter. It is truly on you for what you feel comfortable with. And like speaking from an adult perspective, like I'm telling you right now, by you being in this chat, you are giving yourself the experience that I didn't have, even though I had that kiss all the way back then. So I just want to shout you out for that and know that we're doing this for the next 4 weeks. Like we're going to be having conversations like this. We've got other experts coming in, some epic organizations, so we can keep exploring this to give you the experience and the knowledge that we and most teens didn't have growing up.
For sure.
That's why I believe I deserve the MVP.
It was a good presidential speech.
It was great, and I did match my little cap, you know, with the pants.
It's been asked where your cap's from in
well,
the chat.
my partner got it for me, and now I feel vulnerable because I'm like, babe, why'd you get me a cap that's completely just covering up my hairline? I was like, what's that?
Can we go to the top view cam over here?
Didn't ask for it, but she's like, no, wear it, baby, all the time at dinner. You know, I'm like, what's happening?
In all the
What's
places.
going on here?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, that's a ring.
All right,
Right.
it's safe to say we have an opinion.
We have an opinion.
We have an opinion.
It
That's
means
good to know. It's been a good chat.
It's been a great chat.
Congratulations and happy birthday, Andrew. Moy.
Thank you. I just want to thank my family for creating me
Wow.
On this day,
on this day.
33 years ago.
30, no, I aged today. I'm 33, that's what's up. Thank you so much, chat. But we also have a bunch of names on a wheel. It's a lot of names.
That's right, Andrew. And there was actually some legends that got some really amazing points. We got first in the lead. We got Angel, NMBR Angel with 25 points. The White
Hell
Line
yeah.
with 21 points, and also with 20 points. So we've put your name in the wheel a couple more times, just to give you some more chances. of winning
Great.
the $50
Yeah, nice.
voucher.
That's how we can make it
Are
work.
we ready?
Spin the wheel! Ah, my shoulder.
Spinning.
Whoa, which way, which way?
Do, 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 do. We can't see on our screen. Who is it?
Congratulations, Ethan.
Yeah! Ethan came from a workshop, so I will send a message out to Ethan. Ethan, if you are there, you have won yourself that voucher. And we'll follow that up. We'll follow that up tomorrow. We'll send you a message and let you know
And
that
we'll
you
tell
won.
Kyle and Gaz that you tuned in.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. If
So
you're in the
sick.
chat right now, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll organise for that voucher to be emailed to you. Just
Yeah.
email it straight to you. Technology
Unbelievable.
is advanced.
It's working. It's
so
great.
good. Wait, that's us for Is This Okay? I just want to say, last time, if anything in this conversation brought up some stuff for you, please check in with a respected adult or guardian that you have trust with, or please reach out to those support services to get the support you need. We are going to be here for the next 4 weeks, so please come back and stream. Of course, always on Tuesdays from 4 p.m.
Yes.
But the special Is This Okay is every Wednesday from 4 p.m. So me, Jared Volpe,
Me, Lucy.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode as well. Lucy. I'm Andrew, by the way, yes, but thank you so much for joining us.
I'm so
in this-
pleased to be here. I'm so glad that we could have this chat. It was actually just really nice having a chit chat with you guys and getting some questions from chat. So hopefully I can come on stream again sometime.
Yes.
100%. Team, we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.
See you guys.